Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Vaccination sites closed for holiday weekend. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is reporting that COVID-19 vaccination sites will be closed this weekend as Jamaicans observe the New Year's Day holiday. The more than 250 access points across the island will be open on Monday, January 3, 2022, to facilitate the administration of first and second doses, booster shots, and additional doses for the immunocompromised. At the same time, members of the public are being urged to remain vigilant in their practice of the infection prevention and control measures put in place to reduce the spread of the infections. The Health Ministry said that up to 9 a.m. Friday, a total of 1,208,785 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine had been administered. Of that number, 637,064 were first doses, 491,485 were second doses, 75,402 were single doses, and 4,834 were booster doses. Start of second semester at UTEC delayed. The University of Technology Jamaica UTEC is reporting that the start of its second semester has been delayed. UTEC says this is due to the university undertaking maintenance of the institution's information system and the resetting of its online models for semester 2. Classes are now rescheduled to start on January 12. UTEC says the delay will allow time for lecturers to complete familiarization with instructional materials and online systems in preparation for semester 2. The university has apologized for the inconvenience caused by the delayed start of the new semester. I am sick and tired of being in Norwood. Some police officers assigned to the Zone of Special Operations ZOZO in Norwood St. James since the inception of the security measure in June are complaining of fatigue, saying that they desperately want to be reassigned to other duties. My New Year's resolution is to be reassigned. I am sick and tired of being in Norwood. Nothing now happen up here. The violence stop and the gangster them runway. We are eating, sleeping, and getting lazy if you ask me. One cop who asked not to be identified reported. Right now, if you should go into the base, all you see is some sleeping policemen. And I am not talking the speed bumps you see on the road. I am talking about the well-trained policemen who should be out there fighting real crime, just sitting around or sleeping, added the policeman. Prime Minister Andrew Holness first announced ZOZO in Norwood on the heels of 15 murders and 14 additional shootings in a mere 6 months in the community, merely 1 square kilometer in size. He blamed heavily armed gangsters for transforming the St. James Northwestern constituency of National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang into a killing field. While the community is now calm, which is causing some of the policemen assigned there to complain about inactivity, many residents are of the view that if the measure should come to an end, those who have fled will return to the space as they still have familiar ties there. The police just have to hold strain and bear it out, a community activist reported. Since June, we have not had a single murder in this community, so it is clear that the presence of the police has made a great difference. At the start of the crime controlling initiative, the police said that it would entail restoring law and order while instituting social intervention programs to better the community. Another team will be coming in to do the social intervention aspect of it, and we will continue to ensure that we keep the area safe in order for them to execute that, Police Communications Head Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay said. St. James has registered 156 murders since the start of the year, and several gangs are still operating in the parish, a bit with less felicity than in recent years. Another ZOZO currently informed in Mount Salem in the parish was established in 2017. Chang has given it his nod of approval, saying that it was a model that has proven its worth both in terms of crime reduction and the redevelopment of the community. We are now seeing the results of what we have been a zone of special operation, a coordinated and comprehensive approach to community development for sustainable violence reduction, he previously stated. Businessman charged with son's murder wants plea deal. A St. Andrew businessman who was reportedly captured on video shooting his son to death at the family business place in Papine St. Catherine in April is planning to seek a plea deal come January next year. Delton Knight was arrested in April after he reportedly pulled a gun and shot his 38-year-old son Will in the chest, killing him. The 64-year-old accused, who has been in custody since his son's murder, was last month denied bail in the Home Circuit Court and a mentioned date set for September 2023. But Knight's attorney at law Peter Champagne reported that he will be seeking to have the matter brought forward in court in early January to find out whether the prosecution would be minded to consider a plea bargain arrangement. Additionally, the lawyer said that he will be renewing Knight's bail application in January in light of certain new developments. Knight, who has been unable to secure bail, was denied by the judge on the last occasion on account of the strength of the prosecution's case, which includes the video recording of the incident and the witnesses' statements. The accused is facing charges of murder and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition arising from the incident. According to police reports, about 9:45 a.m. on April 12, Knight, who is a licensed firearm holder, had a dispute with his son at their business place. During the dispute, Knight reportedly pulled his weapon and shot Will in the chest and left the scene. The injured man was rushed to hospital where he later died. The accused is also being represented by attorney at law Pierre Rogers. Reputed leader Christopher Dogpaw Linton laid to rest. 2 months after his death, the body of reputed gang leader Christopher Dogpaw Linton has been laid to rest. Linton, 35, was buried at the Dovecot Memorial Park in St. Catherine yesterday. His body arrived at Dovecot under a heavy police escort. A handful of persons camped outside the chapel patiently, waiting for Linton's body to arrive. Linton, the reputed leader of the Dogpaw Gang, was killed on October 11 during an alleged shootout with the police in the Elliston Flat community in St. Andrew. The police reported that shortly before 2 p.m., lawmen, acting on information, intercepted a vehicle in which armed men were believed to be traveling. When signaled to stop, Linton allegedly exited the vehicle and opened gunfire. The gunfire was returned and he was shot. UWI student who went missing, now resting in hospital. Verona Evans, still breathing sighs of relief that her daughter, 27-year-old University of the West Indies student Shaveen Evans, was found alive despite being hospitalized. She is not back to normal, but we're glad we find her, the relief mother reported. Evans shared that when she visited her daughter at Conroe Regional Hospital, she was asleep. I did not get to see her because she was sleeping. I just ran in and ran out back, the mother said. The police stated she is still resting in hospital. There is nothing alarming that was discerned by the doctor, but they are keeping her for further observation, a senior police officer reported. Evans, who went missing in her community in Hanover on Christmas Day, was found Wednesday about 3:22 p.m. on Orchard Beach in Hopewell. The beach is located adjacent to the Northern Coastal Highway. The community from which she went missing is located on the other side of the road. She was reported missing by her child's father when she ran from the home. Her child's grandfather, Mr. Neville, stated that she was depressed. Superintendent Sharon Beeport reported that the police were not able to see if the young one was lost, neither could they speak to the circumstances that led her to the beach. She is not in a state as yet where we can explain what had happened to her and what went wrong. We just want to know that she's recuperating, that she'll get back her energy, and she is alive and well, Beeport stated shortly after Evans was found. Meanwhile, when reporters visited the community of Clifton, a still visible relief Trishana Jackson was so involved in Wednesday's searching, recounted the moment she was found. I don't know if it is my voice she heard, but I was so happy when I saw her heading to me along the beach, Jackson said. I just hugged her and started crying. 16 homeless after suspected arson attacks. In what residents suspect to be a retaliatory attack in a dispute over domestic issues, arsonists on Thursday morning continued their space of destruction by setting fire to a 3-bedroom unoccupied house after destroying 3 adjacent houses on Monday night, leaving 6 persons homeless in a section of Nuggerhead, St. Catherine. No lives were lost as a result of the fires, which occurred in a section of the community called Israel, But with the latest attack, fears that more reprisals could ensue are haunted the families, including 4 children who have lost all their possessions. According to residents, Monday's blaze started about 11 p.m. at a wooden structure occupied by a couple and their 3 children, who were reportedly not at home at the time. It quickly spread to 2 other board houses within proximity, with losses estimated to be in the region of 17 million. The fire department estimated the blaze to an additional 5 million. Georgia Samuels, who has been living in the community for 35 years with her family of 7, had just stocked up her grocery shop in anticipation of holiday sales when tragedy struck. I have lost everything, my home and furniture, my shop and all the stock. I could only save my phone and my handbag, she reported, adding that she dashed from the burning building out of fear that she could be trapped inside by falling pieces of wood. Right now, I am broken mentally, physically, everything, she added, disclosing that a neighbor has offered her shelter until this weekend. Samuel said that she does not wish to continue living in the area, which is plagued by violence. Neighbors alluded to a domestic rift that has embroiled 2 factions in the community. The shooting death of a technician who reportedly refused to comply with an order by thugs to remove a surveillance camera from his rented house in the vicinity is also believed to be part of the continuing feud. Eugene Colley, a dressmaker who, along with her family of 6, occupied a 5-bedroom house and had 2 other persons staying over, said that they were alerted to the impending disaster by her daughter. All I heard was a popping sound and my daughter said, "Mommy, it sounded like fire the next door." So I jumped up and by the time I could get on my papers out, the fire was already on my rooftop because the houses are so near. So I have to run out, leave everything, she said. I have nowhere to live, but I trust in God. St. Catherine Southern Member of Parliament Fitz Jackson expressed sadness at the events, adding that his office will be carrying out an analysis of the immediate needs of the families and to see how best to assist them with temporary shelter. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson addressing a group of Kiwanis Club members.
It's very difficult to create safety for any particular group within a society. You have to get the society safe. It's difficult to deal with violence against women, violence against children if there's violence overall. We're still a country that's sensitive, more sensitive to violence against women and children. We're more sensitive to it. So that's good in one respect, but it's also not good in another respect. And the not good part of it is that our boys are the ones who are doing, and it's being done to. Significantly more so. So when we look at our homicides in a year, running 13 to 1,400 for the last few years, 1,400, it went up a little bit this year, about 10% on homicides, where in the overall every other category of crime is down, only that. So we have a violence problem. And not so much, a lot of the thing with homicides is that they're not done in pursuit of some other benefit. They're being done as a response to a previous act. And you see a continuation of the cycle of violence that is occurring, that is playing out as violence. So it becomes a crime because that violence is illegal, but it's not to do crime, if you see what I'm saying. And so that is the nature of our violence. Now, as a result and a spin-off of that, we start to see there's violence against women and violence against children. And I'm saying violence now in the form of shooting, murder, that high-level violence. The homicide rate for children in Jamaica runs you about 1 per 100,000. The homicide rate for women runs you 4 per 100,000. For men, it's 41 per 100,000. That's the kind of disparity. So even though the numbers are, when you look at the proportions, we are 8 or so times, 7 to 8 times the global average in terms of overall homicides. Female homicides compared to male homicides is half of the global average. So we know our young men are endangered species. And so, I mean, the work that we do, obviously nowadays we don't exclude girls from things, but we make sure we include boys.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.